Okay, the continuing saga. Got the deck pretty much done for now. Came out pretty good, as you saw in the last video. Now, I forgot to take some videos before I had dismantled all this stuff. So I put together a little slideshow of some pictures up to this point. Had to disconnect the sprinkler system. The water for the hose bib came out there. What I got to do is I want to cut this piece of OSB off and then put a new piece on, because I got to cover all of this. As you can see, this house was sheathed with exterior drywall, which I never saw it before until I took my own house apart. Interesting choice of sheathing. A lot of these houses in this neighborhood are done that way. So anyways, so now my plan is, because as I said in the previous video, I have to match this. So what I decided to do is I'm gonna put a column all the way down, all the way up. That way I can put 1/2-inch regular OSB, oh Jesus, sorry, Celtex. So I can do it 1/2 inch over here normal, so I don't have to build it up like I have to build it up here. And this was done because up at the top here, there's another layer of siding underneath, and blah blah blah. So years ago, when it's a long story, but when I took all this siding off, there used to be a Florida room attached here, and then we put the patio door in. So this was done many years ago. I wish I would have done it totally different, but anyway, so now my plan is to make the siding used to end right here. So now I'm going to put a piece, I'm going to bring it out to here and have it all sided up to the column and bring it out to the same depth as that. So now I just got to get this figure out how I'm going to finish off the edge and the bottom on this to keep it weatherproof. I have some ideas. This is the junction down here for the electric for the patio lights along here, and for my shed power out there. As you saw in the other video pictures, I had planned years ago when I first put it in to box it in and everything. As you can see, 20 years later, I never did it. So now I'm going to bring a 3-wire out here, and I have aluminum channel that I'm going to put here, and then from here up will be wood. So that way I'll be able to run my grounding wire here. That's the electric for the sprinkler system. It used to come up through and go into the house that way. So now I dug a trench and brought it out down here. That's going to come up through the channel, and everything's going to go into the house, the channel. And then I'm going to break a piece of aluminum, put over the whole piece, and it'll look like it's all hidden and everything. And then the siding will come up to here, up to the channel. So that's what I'm getting ready to do. Got to get this kind of set up to cut the OSB. The only reason I'm cutting that section out is because I had cut grooves around the existing piping, and that's been exposed for a while, and it's kind of, cracked up on the edges. So I want to put a solid piece, and then I'm gonna put some. I'm gonna break some aluminum to cover that, and then put some new house wrap, and keep trying to get this thing buttoned up here. So that's my path forward as we speak. Okay, a quick update. Finally got this figured out. Got my ground wire all disconnected already. This is where the column is going to go. The OSB, I'm going to cut a piece of OSB right here, split it into two, notch out around here, put another piece, cover this all up. The OSB, I'm going to put G-tape around the edge, just probably overkill. Then on top of that, that's going to go down in that channel. This is what I kind of figured out to protect the bottom of the OSB and the Celtex, the foam. Probably going to end up putting 1-inch foam on here. So that's going to fit down inside. And then when I have to put another piece of Celtex, because the way I did it before, Celtex went over this, over the J. So I kind of have to do the same thing. So right now I have enough room for the OSB, the 1-inch foam, and then another 1/2-inch foam to fit down inside this channel. And then my theory is, my plan is to put some put the siding right over that, put J channel on the bottom, 1/2-inch J channel to meet with this J channel. J channel it up, and then the column is going to go right up here next to this whole piece here, up to, I'm going to J channel it probably up to here, because then the other siding is going to be coming across. But there's going to be a channel here. So anyways, that's going to be a whole nother story, because the channels, I keep forgetting that I'm putting that here, and this is going to be separate. I keep forgetting that. So anyways, getting ready to cut my piece of OSB and try to seal this up. The weather's supposed to turn bad this afternoon, tonight. Try to get this closed up, get some foam on here. As you can see, it's starting to flurry already, so we'll try to get going here. Okay, we're moving right along. This came out better than I expected. Better than I expected. So that's basically what I was trying to describe, what I'm going to do. So now it looks like I'm going to have to get either 1-inch or 3/4 inch foam to meet that. What I might end up doing, I'm just thinking of this now, instead of putting another 1/2 inch over the top of this, maybe I'll just get this distance and cut it off. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. Figure that out. So this came out real good. Before I put foam on there, I'm going to go along, and this is probably overkill, but silicone the edges and G-tape this. Put some zip tape along here, the seam. Try to make it as weather tight as possible. Now I gotta get this piece cut, then I gotta run up and get some foam, Celtex. Okay, moving right along. Got this piece cut out. Getting ready to had to cut the drywall out, the exterior drywall. There's a piece in between here, so I just wanted to find out where the studs were. So because I took this piece out for 2 reasons: to make all one solid piece, and to find where the studs are, because I have to mount a hose reel, and I want to go into the studs and not into OSB. So getting ready to cut a thin strip of OSB to fill in where the drywall was, and then a big piece to cover over that. So, and then try to get some house wrap on it and call it a day. I got this all pretty much figured out. Got the hose bib, where the hose reel is gonna be mounted. Found the studs, got everything covered back up. As you can see, we got a little snow. So marked off where all the studs are. And that's where I gotta put the hose reel. So now I'm gonna get this covered up with some. I had a problem. I thought I could use 1 inch to fill this gap to kind of match this, but 1 inch. I got some 1 inch Celtex, and it was a little too proud of this, so I found some 3/4 Celtex, so I'm going to do that, and then put a layer of 1/2 inch over that, and hopefully it'll just be the same. So when I put the siding on, it'll be all one plane. Hopefully, so if I can get this boxed in, then this is going to be pretty much just like typical siding. I'll get my Celtex up, 1/2 inch Celtex. I got a box around that. I got to figure out what I'm going to do with trim around the windows. We'll go from there. Okay. Got this piece up. That came out pretty good. Came out nice and flush with here. So I'm going to put the 1/2 inch up tight over here, which is not really the way you're supposed to do it, but this is the way I got to do it. So my plan is that the 1/2 inch will fit down in all of my aluminum trim, and then once I have that on, then I do what's that stuff called? Yeah, J-channel on there, and then I start putting my siding, which you got to do it from the reverse. You got to do it from, starting here and going down. And then that bottom piece I'll have to cut. So it's not the way you normally do it, but this is the way I got to do it to meet the existing siding. And maybe siding guys will have all these extra tips, but that I don't have, but this is the way I'm going to do it. Well, continuing on, I got the soffit vent in the soffit. It's not the perfect way I want it, but for now it's good. Then I ran in, and then I had a piece of OSB. I took the Celtex, was all crapped up. That worked out good. But then I ran into this other problem. I did not want to move the meter box. But back when I did this 20 years ago, for whatever reason, I put this Celtex on, and now it's okay here, but over here, and then over here, it's really gets drastic, way out of way. I don't know if you can see that, how far it's out. So I was going to keep this. I didn't want to replace it, but I got a brand new one. It'll look 100% better. So I'm planning on cutting this piece of Celtex out, moving this back, taking this out, putting the new meter box up. So then when I run the siding up, it'll be flush. So, oh well. Keep chugging along here. Keep working along at this. Okay, an update, quick update. This is a channel I was talking about that I'm going to run my electric up on my siding project that is going on way too long. This has turned out to be a major nightmare, but I'm going to feed the channel over the conduit. I got to run my electric for my sprinkler system, my grounding wire up to the channel and into the house. Put the channel up, screw it, tap on it to the wall, get that secured, cover up the top with some G-tape, and then the rest of the column I'm going to make, I'm going to rip a 2x4 down because this is a 4-inch column, and that should be it. And then I'm going to cover that with a piece of aluminum, and then start getting this side done, get some J-channel up, and start filling these pieces of siding in. A lot of work. A lot of work. Anyways, that's update. Okay, the channel came out better than I had hoped for. Let's get around here, I'll show you. I had planned yesterday, my goal was to get this whole column done, but it took me way longer than I expected to get the electric connected, figure out the channel. This is what I kind of came up with, the channel. And you may ask, why do you have channel around like this? Well, what I do is I take this on the table saw, like I've cut the back part off, and I cut it at an L. So I have two pieces, and when I'm putting it on a door, I use that as the threshold in front of the door instead of just leaving it wood. So anyways, I had some difficulty with this Tapcon down here. I gotta try to redo it. I had 4-inch Tapcons. I had to add a layer of half inch, an inch to bring this out. So when I put the J channel here, it didn't stick out because this wall goes up and it comes back out down here, and you know, about half an inch off. And it's just when years ago when I redid this backside, I don't know what I did. You know, that was 20 years ago, and it was instead of just tearing it off, making it all level, you know, flush with everything, I don't know what I did. You know, I try to go back and rethink what I did. So I'm gonna try to get this attached, and then I gotta rip a 2x6 down. This is 4-inch, so I already got my spacer here. This 1.5 inches should bring it out the same. We'll see. And then get my 2x4 on here, and then break some aluminum. Break a piece of aluminum. Got my brake all set up over here. All set up. It's a beautiful day. And we're going to try to keep moving along here. You know, when you're looking at this from the side, you're going to be able to tell it drifts in, but there's nothing I can do without ripping the whole thing out. I've already spent way more time on this than I should have. But so today the goal is to get this column up, get some aluminum on there, and maybe start cutting some siding up there. Got the channel up. Got it taped. I'm using the zip tape. This stuff is great. I love this zip tape. This came out pretty good. I still have to get up here and secure that at the top. I was using 3-inch screws. I think I got to use some 4-inch because I had to build up. I had to put, to make it equal, because I had to put 2 pieces of OSB down here to bring it out. So my J channel, it wouldn't be up past my J channel. So that meant I had to double this up as well, all the way up. So I'm going to secure that, get some aluminum on, and get going here. Got the lower piece on. 10 feet just came. Probably about right down here somewhere. So I decided to, because this was deeper than up here, so I decided to break it right here, and I'm going to bring this piece, I'm going to break this piece over the top of this, up to the top, keep moving. Bottom piece is in, and I got the top piece in. J channel. Started working on the piecing in the siding. It's a major, I think I have to go back through and tweak it. I didn't get it right, but it's just been it's a major hassle going from the top to the bottom with siding instead of the bottom to the top. Anyways, we're working, chiseling away. making some good progress. Got siding up. Came out, I guess, as good as can be expected. Like I said before, it's very difficult to work from the reverse down and try to fill in and everything, but the column came out good. Just like, you plan something, and then then when it all comes together, it's like, whew, anyways, trying to get these last pieces up and then start tackling the other side. Well, it came out better than I ever expected. It was a very difficult, very challenging process, because this whole section up in here, whenever I did this years ago, whatever I did, there was nothing to screw or nail into. You can see I had to cheat a little bit up here, because there was just nothing to, until I got down here where I had put some OSBs. I had stuff to, so it was challenging, and you can notice the transition, how it blends in. Remember in the other video I had pointed out that the wall kind of went up in at an angle from down below. But that came out, unless you really sit and stare at it, hardly noticeable. So I'm glad I decided to do this column. It just made everything look cleaner, looked better in the long run. And now I just am measuring the siding. You got to start laying this out. I got to build a little like box. I'm gonna make a box out of 2x4, cover with aluminum to put my hose reel over, and then side around it, put J-channel around. I'm gonna go look at some siding. We were looking at some different colors, some different like a cedar shake siding, to kind of maybe make this whole section pop out a little bit better, seeing the new deck and everything. So I'm getting ready to go price that out. I got to get some siding blocks for my light and the outlet for the hose bib. I'm planning on just going through like what I did with the power for my sprinkler system. I'm planning on just going through a clean hole through the siding and then just caulk around it. I'm going to put a block for the hose bib, because if I ever have to change the hose bib in and out, instead of doing that, it'll be easier in the block. So yep, I'm very pleased with how it came out. Yeah, let me know what you think. If you like it, put a like down there. If you want to subscribe. I'd be glad to hear your comments, opinions. Thanks.